It was the summer of 1982, and I managed to talk my parents into letting me go see the movie Poltergeist with a group of friends. I was just 11 years old at the time, and the movie was just rated PG, so I got the green light from my parents. And folks, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that I don't think there's a scarier PG-rated movie ever made than Poltergeist. In fact, this movie was so scary that it was originally given an R rating by the Motion Picture Association of America. But Steven Spielberg and Tobe Hooper successfully appealed the rating and was able to get it changed to PG. Now, there are some people who believe that there is a curse associated with this movie. Why? Well, mostly due to the untimely deaths of two of the movie's cast and an unfortunate accident on set that almost claimed the life of a third cast member. The first being the death of Dominique Dunn. Dominique was just getting started in her acting career, having made a number of appearances in television shows in the late 70s and early 80s before getting cast in Poltergeist in 1982 in the role of the oldest sister, Dana Freeling. Later that year, she separated from her partner, John Sweeney. Then in November of that year, a crazy thing happened. He showed up at her house pleading for her to take him back. She refused, and so he grabbed her by the neck and choked her until she was unconscious. Then he left her to die in her driveway. And then, of course, there was the tragedy that fell on Heather O'Rourke, who played Carol Ann Freeling, the young focal point of the movie. Now, can you believe she was only 6 years old when Poltergeist was first released? Unfortunately, she was misdiagnosed with Crohn's disease in 1987. Then, in 1988, she became ill and her symptoms were attributed to the flu, only to suffer from a cardiac arrest just a day later. She was airlifted to a children's hospital, where she died during an operation to correct a bowel obstruction. It was later determined that she had been suffering from a congenital intestinal abnormality. And then there's the incident with the clown. Now, this clown freaked me out. If you've seen the movie, you know the scene that I'm talking about. The Freeling son, Robbie, is trying to go to sleep, and he looks down to the foot of his bed and he sees his sister's clown doll sitting in a chair where it's been put. The clown almost seems to be laughing at him. He gets out of bed and walks over to the doll and puts his jacket over it. Then he goes back to bed. A minute later, he hears something move and he looks over and the chair is empty. He gets freaked out. He starts looking around the room. Where did that damn clown doll go? He looks on one side of the bed. Nothing. Then he looks on the other side of the bed. Nothing. Then we see it, and its face is changed into a devilish grin, and it attacks poor Robbie. Now, here's where things get weirder. Apparently, when this scene was filmed, the mechanical doll they used for the scene that would wrap its arms around Robbie's neck, well, that doll malfunctioned. And Oliver Robbins, the actor that played young Robbie Freeling, was actually nearly strangled before Steven Spielberg rushed in and pried off the mechanical doll, actually saving Oliver's life. So, what do some of the movie's fans think may have been the cause of the curse? Well, apparently, for the scene towards the end of the movie where Diane Freeling falls into a swimming pool that is being constructed, the skeletons that rise up in the rainwater were actually human skeletons. From what I've read, it was common back then to use real human skeletons in movies. When asked about the curse, Oliver Robbins has stated that he doesn't believe there is a curse, just that life brings some unfortunate situations. I have to agree with him, but it is interesting to think about. So what do you think? Had you heard about the rumored Poltergeist Curse? Did you see this movie when it was released in 1982? If you haven't seen it, there's not a better month of the year than October to watch a good scary movie, and I think Poltergeist fits that bill quite well. I look forward to reading your comments. Also, I would greatly appreciate it if you would consider subscribing to my channel, where I talk about music, movies, and TV from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Thanks for watching and have a great day.